Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Delta State is agog. The state capital is burgeoning with personalities, activities, events, and of course, we experience some traffic jam. My name is Henry Uzo. That's how we welcome you to the program today. Success.
Yes, indeed, is a trusting Tuesday morning, and welcome to Morning Dew on Dott Television, where we bring you top stories and new headlines making waves around the globe. I am Success Benjamin. Your day just got brightened, and Afi is in the studio.
Such a delight to be here on this beautiful Tuesday, the second day of the ongoing Delta Economic and Investment Summit. We are delighted to continue bringing you all the updates from the venue. I am Ifi Arono, and of course, this is Morning Dew. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I think I say felicitations to us. We were one of the few televisions that streamed the event live.
Absolutely.
Of course, even in the studio here, we're involved. How did you feel? That's our first streaming job.
And when the crew came back, it was a win. Everyone was excited because we had a few hitches earlier with the sound, but we're able to navigate it.
Yeah.
And our picture quality, I would say, is adjudged the best. But I leave it to the viewers, to testify.
No, sometimes you blow your trumpet.
It was beautiful.
Why not? Yeah,
and
it was exciting.
All the speakers were present.
Yeah.
We welcomed the Vice President early in the day.
Yeah.
So this program, I tell you, is global. Yes, it was fiery. We sat down here watching Mr. Godfrey Obaka, and Mr. Emeko Kumpo. We followed the proceedings, listening to every word each speaker said, because we knew that they were not just sending a message to Delta. They were sending a national message, an Africa message, and a global message.
All right. I'm sure we have more to chew on that event that is continuing today when we come back. Stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Yes, welcome to News Updates on Morning Dew. First, we'll begin with top stories happening around Delta. As the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026 begins, Vice President Kashim Shettima has described Delta State as one of Nigeria's leading investment destinations, urging local and foreign investors to take advantage of the country's improving economic climate. Speaking at the opening of the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026 in Asaba, Shettima said the economic reforms introduced by President Bola Tinubu had improved microeconomic stability, strengthened investor confidence, and created a better environment for long-term investment. He noted that improved federal allocations and recent positive ratings by international agencies have boosted confidence in Nigeria's economy. The vice president also commended Governor Sheriff Oboriwori for hosting the summit and reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to supporting investment and removing barriers to business. In her keynote address, World Trade Organization Director General Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala urged the Delta states to take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area AfCFTA and global supply chain opportunities to become Nigeria's next industrial hub. In his opening address, Governor Sheriff Oboriwori announced a $100 million viability gap fund to reduce investment risk and encourage private sector participation in key development projects. The governor said the initiative is aimed at attracting bankable investments, accelerating industrialization, diversifying the economy, and creating jobs. He added that Delta State's strong economy, abundant natural resources, improving infrastructure, and investor-friendly policies make it an attractive destination for investment. Now, still in Delta State, as the World Mark World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, a 19-year-old girl in Delta State, Annabelle, has been safely reunited with her family after she was allegedly trafficked to Côte d'Ivoire. According to reports,
You don't know your local government. You know your father. You know your village name.
Yes.
What is your village name?
Unyamuge.
Unyamuge. Inyamude. That is your village. Okay. Do your father still there alive?
Yes.
Your mother there alive?
Yes.
They know you are here in Abidjan. They know you are here in Abidjan. They don't know. Okay. So, can you identify your madam?
Yes.
Can you identify her? You have her number?
Yes.
Okay.
On the streets of Abidjan after refusing to engage in prostitution, which she was allegedly forced into upon arriving in the country. Her ordeal came to light after a Good Samaritan shared a story on social media. Touched by the viral video, the executive director of business development and the Nigerian Export-Import Bank, Nexim, Honorable Stella Okotete, immediately initiated Annabelle's repatriation and covered all expenses to ensure a safe return to Nigeria. In a post on her official Facebook page, Honorable Okotete thanked God for Annabelle's safe return and urged parents, especially mothers, to pay closer attention to the safety and welfare of their children. She also called for greater community vigilance to combat human trafficking and protect vulnerable children from exploitation. Following Annabelle's return, the chairman Following Annabelle's return, Honorable Okotete accompanied her to the residence of the chairman of Ughelli North Local Government Council, Chief Jairo Igbo. The council chairman pledged to sponsor Annabelle's education, enabling her to return to school and continue her studies. Fresh fears of flooding have emerged after the Federal Ministry of Environment warned that 944 communities across 21 states faces a high risk of flooding between August 2nd and August 15, 2026. The ministry attributed the threat to persistent rainfall, rising river levels, saturated soil, rapid surface runoff, and overwhelmed drainage systems. It urged residents in vulnerable communities to take precautionary measures and remain alert. States listed as being at high risk include Delta, Rivers, Bayelsa, Lagos, Benue, Kogi, Niger, Edo, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, Imo, Ekiti, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, and Kwara states. The warning comes as heavy rainfall over the weekend caused flooding in parts of Delta states, leaving several homes, roads, and communities submerged, while some residents were stranded.
I got the video.
Now the video.
I the video now.
Oh, yeah, video now. You just see the water oh Dott side already. Your mother go for wrong number. Ureko na the parlor in the see so. Na the parlor we tell you everything water cover am see am. Na the parlor in the see so. Na the parlor.
Now the chef said they sit down this.
See the share water don soak. This one burn now. Water now the water go dey make more. See your mama room. See passage. You see the passage. See room. Other.
And parts of Ubie are appealing to Governor Sheriff Oborevwori to urgently improve drainage channels, clear blockage gutters and canals, and implement flood control measures similar to those recently carried out in Saple to reduce the impact of flooding during the rainy season. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) has reduced the pump price of petroleum motor spirits (PMS), also known as petrol, at its retail outlets in Abuja and surrounding areas. The price has been reduced from 1,335 naira to 1,299 naira per litre, representing a 36 naira decrease. The new price is now effective at NNPCL filling stations in Lugbe-Kubwa Expressway and Wuse Zone 3, among other locations in the Federal Capital Territory. The adjustment comes shortly after Dangote Refinery backed Mrs. filling stations lowered the price of petrol by 40 naira to 1,265 naira per litre. The latest reduction reflects increasing competition in Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector, with industry observers expecting more marketers to review their pump prices in response. We wrap it here for news updates. Stay with us on Morning Dew as we return with much more insightful discussions after this break. Don't go away.
Wake up with us every morning.
We bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, and Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborevwori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, media personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706-701-8400, 0803-874-9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Boko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back. Now let's look at what the papers are saying. We're starting with Business Day. And on Business Day, we have fake drug markets thrive in Nigeria despite 1.1 trillion naira seizure. And of course, we have the top corner of the paper. Axela strengthens market leadership with 10 million LTL free man-hours and dual credit rating milestones. Another headline says, how Nigeria's oldest bank rose to number 1 in market value. That's all we can take in Business Day.
Just before we move on, you can see that Business Day has done something. They've mapped where counterfeit drugs thrive most in markets. So I think that's something that everyone needs to take a look at. So
the hotspots.
Yes, the markets where a counterfeit or fake drugs are most rife.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at what we're having on Daily Trust this morning. Marking Day, Fayemi Oyi Lola meets Obasanjo. That's the top of Adeleke seeks president's intervention on killings. Phantom Council, ICPC concludes probe. Now, the topical story here on Daily Trust, we paid 50 million naira to secure Kebbi George's release. Family speaking right there. That's on the front page of Daily Trust. Then we have State Police Bill ready for Tinubu's review September. And that's all we can take for the Daily Trust this morning.
Over now to Nigerian Tribune, and these are the topical stories on the paper today. Above the masthead, APC more comfortable discussing Atiku than fixing Nigeria. And that's coming from ADC, says 2027 will be decided by over 200 million Nigerians. Oriri abduction is still in the news, or your judicial panel invites public memoranda, and the rider submissions on school children teachers abduction close August 14. We have the major story there, the face of bad governance. The dancer was a mistake. That's the rider to that story. And we've seen the deplorable roads, damaged roads and all of that. Waste in Modakeke, Famia Road in Modakeke. That's what that picture represents. Osun people, let's move the round peg from the square hole. That is an injunction there in the front of that paper. And New Hope for the Weak Foundation. That's all we can take on Nigerian Tribune.
Now over to Daily Times. We have the topical story there. Say Akume, Dangote, Kalu, Keyamu, Amadu, Emade accepts DTN at 100 awards. Then above the masthead, we have FG unveils 7-week roadmap for national policing bill. NNPC profits falls 35% despite rising oil output revenue recovery. And that's all we can take for the Daily Times this morning.
Okay, straight to the Guardian this time. And of course, we have FG orders pass burden of economic growth stability to state governors. Then we have Senate threatens sanctions as CBN, NUPRC, NDDC orders Sean Committee. Then we have FG rallies public input on state police as report says death toll hits 5,091 in second quarter of the year. Osun polls, I am not under pressure, but don't trust police, says Adeleke. Falana demands probe of suspicious deaths, warns against cover-ups. I think that's all we can take in the Guardian.
Okay, moving to the nation. First, we'll be looking at stories above the masthead. NEC approves $4.5 billion Gazelle 2 facility to refinance loans. Then we will secure victory, says Uzodima, Office of the Citizen, in the arms of Morpheus. Now we have the topical headline there. National Policing Bill gets 7-week action plan. Working group opens portal for public input. It is Tinubu's most consequential reforms. And Shetima states should complete on job creation investment, and that's it for the nation.
Now, here are the punches of the punch this morning. The major story 2027 Tinubu Atiku will be way ex-governors for campaign DG roles. The riders are Uzodinma Al-Makura Tambuwal among front-runners for presidential campaign DGs. INEC opens 2027 presidential campaign August 19. Obi made peak campaign DG from Southwest. APC, ADC, NDC to unveil presidential campaign teams next week. Tinubu to review state police bill is still trending. Labour gives federal government August 11 ultimatum over wage award. 30 years after Atlanta goal have not been rewarded. That's coming from Bonfrere. Above the masthead, or rather beside it, storm over fake agency probe as reps prepare final report. What can we see as the art there? We see the governor of Delta State with the vice president of Nigeria, and that's at the ongoing Delta State Economic and Investment Summit, the inaugural or the opening ceremony held yesterday with the vice president in attendance.
All right, so moving on to Vanguard, we have down here, there's a topical story down here. NEC approves refinancing of $3.3 billion project Gazelle to optimize cost, unlock additional liquidity. APC, Adeleke clash over notorious criminals protection. We have what Tinubu told me after staff member died in my residence, Umahi. And here above the masthead, we have Economic Summit, Shetima, Okonjo-Iweala, Elumelu orders seek investment for Delta. Nigerians, not ambassador to decide election. I pity Tinubu, but more concern for Nigeria. Beg your pardon. Then now the topical headline there, Nigerians' quality of life took us to Tinubu. Say we are done talking. Tell president to govern Delta.
That's coming from Onayeko. Still, the issue of Catholic bishops is still trending. And we see this photo when he was taken at the investment summit, this one on Vanguard. I knew it was going to be on the cover of national dailies because the anchor at that point said, if I tell you to come, that's when you come. If I don't tell you to come up, don't come up to the stage. Let's move on.
All right. I think the last but not the least is Empire newspaper. It says 16 PAP offshore scholarship students bag master's degree, 4 end distinction. And of course, the banner headline there is about the economic summit in Delta State. Delta first order investment destination, says Shetima, as Oboriwori unveils $100 million fund to de-risk investment in Delta. Then, of course, Ayodele, Tinubu spiritually blindfolded governors. He trusts will betray him in 2027. Cleric warns reliance on US, France, and deceitful aids will cost president re-election. That's all we have in the papers for this morning. When we come back, we shall look at some of them and, of course, analyze them for them to be profitable to all of us. Stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew.
where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policymakers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, and Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706-701-8400, 0803-874-9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Oko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Hot Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Wake up with us every morning.
We bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back. And of course, we have a job to do to look at some of the headlines we read to you. To that end, Godfrey Barker is already with us in the studio.
Thank you very much, Henry.
Good to see you.
Thank you so very much.
I like
Thank
your
you
time.
very much. Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'm just trying to see if I could match up with the radiance and colors.
In the studio. It's a compliment. We take it in good faith. Yeah. All right. So much this morning. But of course, we cannot but start from home. Charity begins at home.
Yeah.
We have the Delta's Economic and Investment Summit that took off yesterday, and of course, it's continuing today. The issues raised yesterday, and of course, the attendance and everything. Can we speak to that?
Oh, well, one day gone. Today is the major day, in the sense that in some circles, yesterday could be described as ceremonial sessions,
The opening
ceremony, and so today should be the business sections, and we do expect that deals will be signed, so that it doesn't end up as a talk shop. But if not for those details. From yesterday, one would want to say it was already a success. The vice president was there, and I think I was with Dr. Ifim when
all the resource persons
when we predicted a major headline for this morning, that Tinubu should be commended and not
condemned.
that Tinubu deserves commendation, not condemnation.
Why?
And with some years one has spent in this job, we said, oh, a major headline for tomorrow. And it did end up as a major headline. Yes, so
are you
the
saying
president...
that Tinubu should be commended for what is happening in Delta?
But that was the headline.
The vice president saw that as a very significant forum and had to use it to, of course, show up the public image of the federal government. Do not forget that Delta is but a subnational, and we have about 36 of such. You know, if you now put, the way Soludo put it, if you now put federal government, FCT and federal government, you have 38 governments. You know, so at the end of the day, and there's 774 local governments. At the end of the day, if one of those subsets is trying to showcase how investment friendly it is, then it is natural that it requires a whole lot of collaboration. Mulumba called it contamination. That Delta should contaminate Anambra. And Anambra also had a way of saying that, oh, they are already fully contaminated. That he was 15 minutes late because there was hold up in Onitsha, Anambra State, on a Monday. That is to say that the sit at home had given way for a boisterous economic life. Of course, with his background as a developmental economist, a former CBN governor, he used that platform to talk about where Nigeria is coming from in terms of economics, and the microeconomic stability, and the fact that the reforms are working. That's what Nigerians are told. It requires some time for gestation. And but basically, Delta had to showcase its potentials, you know, and it was significant that the Delta State governor said, well, among other things, that he had not borrowed and he does not intend to borrow. And that $100 million de-risking fund is there for investment. Delta presents a viable investment option in Nigeria. But Mulumba made it clear that, look, Delta, yes, but beyond contaminating the neighboring states, what is happening in Nigeria is important. I think you had in a section clarified that Delta is but a state. So what is happening in Nigeria? Because somebody wants to invest in Nigeria and he chooses Delta. But upon trying to make that deal click, he hears that a high court judge yesterday, that the family had to pay 50 million. To have him released and all that. You know, so he begins to wonder, do I just come in and I'm flying into Delta State? Wouldn't I have to interact with other factors and other places in Nigeria? Of course, coming to Delta State, you touch down either at Lagos or Abuja before you start coming down. Kind of. Yes, so it was significant that there were people who came in, but apart from the vice president who represented the president and the minister of finance, which made it quite significant. You know, the key players from the federal government, you know, their presence there had a significant, some level of impetus, because Delta is exemplary in a whole number of things. What is that model that Delta had put in place to record the kind of peaceful environment that it has? If that is, and if it's working for Delta, you know, what can the federal government do in order to make it work at the federal level, other states? Delta is a multi-ethnic setting, the way Nigeria is. Yet, Delta has been able to manage its ethnicity, multi-ethnicity, heterogeneous setting in such a way that it has become a mileage. It has become a plus. You know, an advantage and not a disadvantage. That's right. You know, because in terms of a political balancing, you know that it's not a case of one winner takes it all. From 1999, at least, we've seen how the power has been rotating, and you can predict when it will come to wherever. And you can see some level of stability in Delta. And there are no ethnic uprisings and all that. In terms of the management of resources, people are also beginning to see how it is being utilized. And as such, these are some of the things that that they have worked out for Delta. Okay. And we expect that the federal government, there is really no, you don't talk about if something is working. There is no shame in picking up what is working, okay, and let it work for you. Right. And so yesterday it began, and very significantly. In fact, there were people who commended, speaker after speaker commended the exemplary dress code, dress sense of our daughter, who came from the World Trade Organization. You understand? Yes. But the governor had described her as Delta's export to the world. Yeah. But she also made it clear that that wasn't the first segment of export or exportation, that she was first exported to Abia State, where she is married. She was first exported to Abia State. That's the difference to her before she was now exported to the world. Yes. So that she doesn't get back to Abia and the husband people lock her out. and on that note, which was a relaxing note, she now went into the keynote address she gave, which came from the global dimension, the opportunities opening up at the global level, and how Nigeria and Delta can key into some of these opportunities. All right. So it was an eye-opening thing. That was yesterday. But we do expect that today there will be break-up into sessions, the agro, manufacturing, the value chain and all that, so that at the end of the day, we expect that the deals will be signed. Yeah. And we do expect that it doesn't end up as another talk shop, but that the money that has been put into it, the taxpayers' money, will translate into development so that jobs can be created for our people, so that Delta can become that economic hub that Nigeria should be proud of in terms of agriculture, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of development generally. Yeah. And so that tourism already Delta is doing well, but it should do better than it's doing now. Yeah. So those are the things, and we do expect that between yesterday, today, then tomorrow, there should be a climax, and at the end of the day, Delta will be getting into a new realm, a new level. All right. Before we started yesterday, we're very particular about bringing in the NUJ chairman to talk about the role that the journalists have to play. Now, the coverage of yesterday's event, how do you rate the journalists? Because we are all journalists. Of course, I know that Dott TV did a live stream. Can you speak to that? Well, it was highly significant, yes, that so an event is happening here in Delta State. And of course, we had a national television that was beaming it live as it was happening to a global audience. Okay. And that to me was historical. Before now, you have a situation where some stations will come, television stations will come from other parts of the country to either take a segment of it live, yes, or record it and eventually, because they have some other competing needs, and play it delayed to an audience too. But yesterday was actually a landmark in the sense that from the same Delta State, it was beamed live to a global audience. And today too, we've seen the headline, the photographs and the headlines, and it had a robust coverage. And we do expect that there will be a follow-up, a build-up to seeing how it also translates into development as it is. All right, we'll move straight to the issue of state police. September 3rd. I don't know how far away it is for the, dotting of the I's and the crossing of the T's on the issue of state police, and then for it to come on stream. Yeah, the chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila, did address the press yesterday concerning the workings that September 3rd, they should be given a draft to the president. Then the president will now transmit it speedily because they are looking at September 13 to have a number of things tidied up. Be that as it may, Nigerians expect that with all that had been said about state police and the urgency involved, that there wouldn't have been this rigmaroling. Felix Ebokure reported in one of the newspapers this morning with an interview he had with the chairman of the Conference of Speakers, who is the Speaker of Delta State House of Assembly in the person of Guo, that the state assemblies cannot discuss anything about state policing now. Why? That it has not been transmitted to them.
Wonderful.
That it has not been transmitted to them. That is a layer that needs to be handled. Then there is also the need for national consultation and all that. So it does appear that Nigerians think that we have made so much speed with level of state policing, but it has been more of talk, and there hasn't been action. And a number of people suspect that there is an explanation to this. You know, we have election in a couple of months, and it will be a lot easier to deal with a centralized policing system than to deal with state police segments. So you give an instruction to the Inspector General of Police, and you have results delivered as it were. You know, meanwhile, the state governors would have loved to see a decentralized police system before the election with all the checks and balances. You know, but some of us think that the issue of state policing is so critical that it doesn't require this kind of political somersault and rigmarole
But for it to become a piece of legislature, it must go through the crucibles.
Yeah, it must go through the crucible.
And the window we have now, is it enough for all the crucibles to
be addressed?
Yes, if actions are expedited.
Okay.
And not a situation of some persons wanting to buy time. Yeah, we do expect that there's a need for national legislation, national consultation. We do expect that it should go to the state assembly. But for now, it's just the drafting we are being told about. The drafting is being done by the National Working Committee that should be presented to the president. He will now transmit to the National Assembly, you know. So we still have some windows to go. We still have some layers to go. And at the end of the day, we will still face 2027 crucial election with this same policing structure. And do not forget that we are talking about decentralizing the policing up to the county level so that communities and our schools, they talk about safe school initiatives. Under this present centralized, over-centralized policing system, it's not possible. It's just not possible. So for how long will we sacrifice national safety and security on the altar of some person's political expediency? That is what is not what some persons cannot understand, both locally and people in the diaspora.
With this political rigmaroling around the state police bill and all, did you see it at any point coming to limelight?
Sure, it will. Sure, it will. But why delay over something you see as critical and expedient? Who is comfortable with the state of insecurity in Nigeria now? The way it's festering. Who is? And if there are things we must do, why can't we expedite action and get them done? Now, somebody is talking about states, some states who may not be able to fund it. No, when you get to the bridge, you cross it. There is no cost to life. If a family can mobilize 50 million to bring about a high court judge, the issue remains, what is the cost of life of a Nigerian? And why can't the state, you know, have that political will to do what is necessary?
Well, if I may whisper on this, I think, you know, police is always used during elections. So if state police have their police, they may have upper hand in their states. Well, that's a whisper. Well, you are...
it's not just a whisper. The Osun remains a case study. We know what is happening now. Where the person they have dogged, the dancer, you know, I said you can't trust the police. And you can see what the federal government is doing with the police.
You can see why
it didn't start today.
You can see why they are
from the days of Awolowo and the wet Western region. And we know how the federal institution love to hold on to the police, but it's not working for the average Nigerian.
All right, we will take a short break here. When we come back, we continue with other things before we shut down on paper review. Please stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
will bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
All right, welcome back. We are told in one of the papers that Nigerians' quality of life took us to Tinubu. I don't know what that means. Is it that?
Yeah, that's Bishop Onayeko.
Onayeko, yes.
That Bishop Onayeko.
What's the meaning of that, please?
Yeah, he said they didn't go there on sightseeing or tourism.
Okay.
You know, there is the prophetic dimension to the calling of the Catholic bishops.
Yes.
Okay.
And prophets from even the days of the record of the Bible, you know, Prophet Nathan, you know, they do not look at the face of
kings
to tell them the truth.
What God is
So
saying.
they went to Tinubu to tell him the truth about the quality of living of Nigerians.
Okay.
And that it had never been this low. You understand? But of course, we know that there are the kind of backlash it has received in the media and how some of the spokespersons of the president, you know, have reacted goes to show that truth can unnerve some persons in power who are not comfortable with the truth. If they had gone there to tell the president that you are the best thing that is happening, you know, that's palace jesters. Your reforms, we have never seen it this good. You know, of course it was. But they said they were not comfortable.
And maybe return with envelopes.
Yeah, they said they were not comfortable. That the president was telling them that in politics, all is fair. And that they cannot understand that.
Yeah.
How can all be fair? It means that ballot snatching is fair.
Yeah.
It means that killing people to get into offices is fair.
And then where people are being kidnapped up and down,
vote buying is fair. No, but that all cannot be fair. It means that going unethical to secure power is fair. And by these people's prophetic calling, they were not comfortable with that. And they said there is a transmigration over the kind of person of Tinubu, what he represented and what he's representing now. And the danger ahead, fast forward to the election, it means that anything could just happen in 2027, and as far as the president is concerned, the number one thing is all is fair. And so they said they were not comfortable.
Okay.
And so they didn't go there on a jamboree.
Yeah.
They didn't go there on tourism.
It was not a consequence.
It wasn't a consequence. They had to go there, and do not forget that every bishop in the Catholic faith has equal chance to becoming a pope.
Yeah.
They are one steps away from becoming pope.
That's right.
And there was a time in this country that the pope visited one of our military heads of state, the president of Abacha. And incidentally, historically speaking, that was one of the last visits that day. So the making of a despot, despots are not born, they are made.
They are made.
They are made. And they do not know when they are becoming
when they are transited to despotism.
Exactly. But one golden opportunity you have in this process of becoming a despot is when people come to tell truth to power. This was what John Onayeko and the other bishops did. Incidentally, some people who are not comfortable with truth were just not comfortable with that scenario.
All right, we'll take this before we go. One of the papers reported proliferation of drug markets in our country.
That's business.
Even though there have been seizures worth 1.1 trillion naira, the markets are still blossoming. Where does this take us?
Yeah, we
the markets.
Yes,
well.
and that's good investigative journalism. The last time we had a very active NAFDAC was incidentally when we had Dora Kuyili there. From then till now, we expect that people should live up, institutions should live up to such crusade. People have died as a result of fake drugs.
And then, of course, abuse of drugs too. And
the abuse of drug, to me, has become more of an epidemic.
Imagine abusing a fake drug.
Yes. Has become more of an epidemic. And so there should be a whole lot of more of sensitization. Because some people get in either peer group influence, some people get in, they just think that it could just make them feel okay, and over time they get addicted to it, and it starts affecting their mood swing and all that. So people need a whole lot of sensitization needs to be done. Catch them young, go to the school, go to the schools and get people know so that they really know what they are. The consequences of some of their actions.
Some people are doing that, go to schools, talk to them while they are young. He that has ears should hear what is being said about abuse of drugs. Godfrey, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We're going to make way now for another level of conversation. Viewer, stay tuned. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policy makers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information. And Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo, Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706 701 8400, 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Oko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Hello there and welcome back. Of course, we are shifting to another soft area after that hard talk on paper review. Anthony Uche is in the studio with his sports baggage. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just wondering how soft sports is. Really.
I mean, it's to another
it's relaxing.
Sports is not really that sport. It depends. It's not that.
It's not soft.
It depends on the one.
Relaxing.
But it's entertaining and also you can use it to relax
because all
as
I'm
well.
picturing is those kicks, all those shots.
Tackles and all that stuff.
That's what.
It depends on how much invested emotionally you are into it. So if you're just there just to enjoy it,
there's even a tackle that will give you excitement.
Hey,
that's great tackle.
That's when you've seen enough tackles.
Uchebe, that was a good stop.
Yes, when you've seen enough tackles in your life, they stop to scare you really.
Yes.
So, but we are talking about somebody who necessarily doesn't make a lot of tackles because he's always in goal. And I don't know if you remember the guy that will pop up on the screen very soon from his new club, the darling of a lot of African countries during the just concluded 2026 FIFA World Cup from Cape Verde. And of course, you know that name Cape Verde, you understand what I mean by being a darling because basically they did take things to a higher level. And there on the screen, you remember that man? Yeah. Vozinha, the goalkeeper of Cape Verde. Yes, who did not turn professional until he was at the age of 25. And all his life, he's basically played in the lower divisions of Portuguese football. But now, he's moved over to Chile to join Colo Colo, an absolute giant of the game, not just in Chile, but in South America. Yes, he will feel at home there. He's Portuguese speaking, so yes, he will understand the language and he will feel very much at home. The journey to Colo Colo, just like his career basically so far, it was not straightforward, not by any means, not by any stretch of the imagination, because the deal immediately after the World Cup ended, the president, as you can see on the screen there, of Colo Colo ran and announced that they've secured the signing of a certain goalkeeper called Vozinha. They even put out a teaser. They even put out a teaser on their Twitter handle or on their X handle of his hair, his iconic curly hair, and they put out the teaser. But the deal didn't complete for almost 2 weeks later because then some things, starting from his coach, Barbosa, who now got a new club because he's quit the job with the Cape Verdean national team.
Wanted to move him over.
Yes, he got a new club with RS Berkane of Morocco, and news broke. And the thing that basically flamed into fire the news or the rumors of him eventually checking out of the deal basically was that his flight that was scheduled to arrive in Chile, in Santiago to be precise, was delayed for 3 times. So he didn't show up 3 times. And then all of people started to wonder, okay, maybe this story has something to it. Yes, it has something to it. And coincidentally, like I said, the coach was just appointed, the former national team coach was just appointed by RS Berkane of Morocco. And a lot of rumors now emanated from Morocco that the coach's appointment at the club has now meant that he is diverting his attentions to RS Berkane. But that wasn't what it was. He kept his word, and eventually 2 days ago he arrived to sign with Colo Colo, and he was met with so much fanfare. The pictures of him at the stadium.
Where is that club based? Is it in San Diego, the capital?
Yes, the capital club, and it is the biggest club by far in Chilean history, in Chilean football history. And for a guy who, on my way into the studio, Aaron was asking me why he's not retired. This man is 40 years old, and I told him quite simply, just like the story of Drogba, if you only turn professional at the age of 25. Trust me, you want to get as much out of the professional game, as you can. I don't think, and not now, especially when his stock is at an all-time high.
It's still very athletic.
Yes, exactly. His stock is at an all-time high after his heroics and his outing at the World Cup. It would have been a very, very poor advice for him to have retired from a financial standpoint, from a marketing point of view. Because I think what a lot of people also miss is that Vozinha for Colo Colo is not just signing another goalkeeper or another 40-year-old player for the squad. He's a marketing tool. You remember after the first game against Spain, his followership on Instagram went from over 50,000 to 15 million followers.
Wow.
So you are not only signing a footballer in this instance, you are signing a marketing. Yes, you're signing somebody who's probably going to showcase your club to over 15 million people just on Instagram. I don't even know what his Twitter accounts or other social media accounts look like. But because of how good he was, and then the story that broke after the game against Spain as well, that his mom was not there, because he said in the interview after winning the Man of the Match award that the only thing he probably regrets after that game was that his mom was not there live to watch him because they don't have enough money to get the visas to travel to America. Right. So a lot of people then rallied around, even the United States government rallied around, the Homeland Security rallied around to bring his mother into the United States free of charge.
Wonderful.
So all of that just projected him
to the limelight, and a lot of people love him. So, like I said, for Colo Colo, this is not just signing another player. This is signing basically.
It's marketing.
Yes, signing perhaps somebody, the only person who leaves the World Cup with an exponentially, yes, exactly. You know, for the performance he put through right there. Yeah, that was from the game against Spain.
The guy made
You know,
saves.
when you said
he
he turned professional at the age of 25,
Yes.
I had a second thought of it, like, really? So that means this guy still has a long way.
If you want to make up for time lost, yes, he has a long.
He has a long way and enough potential, you know, to exhibit. And seeing that picture there with that posture.
Yes.
My God.
He's still very, very good. Very, very good. And for goalkeepers, you would understand.
Goalkeepers,
yes,
it's easier.
Goalkeepers can, not necessarily easier, but
really easy.
It's not necessary.
Did you see the other one?
If, for instance, the midfielder or a
Look at this
striker,
one.
it's going to
of course, yes, we'll be first. But remember, a few weeks ago, I came here to tell you about a man who is 59 years old and is still playing in Japan. So I think all of these things eventually boils down to individual. Because I've also seen keepers who retire at 29. But we know that, like Mr. Bishop said, it's easier for goalkeepers to play well into their 40s, even to their 50s. I mean, you remember Gianluigi Buffon? They had to actually beg Buffon to retire because and Buffon was playing for so long that his son was also a professional footballer with him at the same time.
That's right.
At some point, yes, Buffon's son was playing and he was also playing at the same club at Parma as well. So goalkeepers can go for as long really as they want to, as long as you are. Yes, exactly. And that's the thing with goalkeepers. When you talk about reflexes.
Also the English goalkeeper. Who was Arsenal's goalkeeper at that time?
David Seaman.
David Seaman.
Yes. So, and one thing also about goalkeepers is when you get better with age, because then you are experienced. So when somebody is running at you, you've probably faced that scenario 50 times or 500 times before. So you know that if you go this way, you force him to go this way. Then you try and go this way, then go that way because you've already played the trick on them. So goalkeepers just get better with age. Footballers also get better with age and experience, but physical exertion of playing any other place, especially it gets to outfield players more than it does get to goalkeepers. And then of course, still talking on transfers, Fulham, a club that has a lot of history with Nigerian players, and most recently there are about 2 Nigerian players in the Fulham squad, Alexi Iwobi and Calvin Bassey as well. Yes, and now they have a new manager. They've had a new manager for a while now, Alvaro Arbeloa, who left Real Madrid at the end of last season. His contract ran out and he left the club. But the story is not that, Alvaro Arbeloa has joined Fulham or that Fulham has a lot of Nigerian players in it. They also had Samuel Chukwueze on loan from last season. So they had a total of 3 Nigerian players last season.
Yes.
But the story is that this man on your screen did not only leave Real Madrid, but he's now going back to pack all of the old young boys that he brought through at Real Madrid to go over. To go over to Fulham and sign. And one of them, the one that really affected me as a Madridista, Gonzalo Garcia, because I have a very soft spot for the boy. I like him a lot. He came through the academy. He was as young as 9 when he joined the Real Madrid Castilla and grew his way into the first team. Around this time last summer, he was playing at the Club World Cup. And that was when he shone through, really. He scored a lot of goals for Real Madrid. And he's the kind of striker that is always in the box, scores all sorts of goals, one-touch finishes, he heads the ball into the net. He can also shoot from distance because he's that good. So, but understandably, the club had to sell him because the young man said Real Madrid has Kylian Mbappe in the team.
Of course.
And a certain Vinicius Junior is in the team. And his playing time is going to be limited. So he asked...
Diamande has also...
Yes, you will soon join. Although that story, just like the Vuzinha story, is dragging on for a bit longer than we expected.
He has not joined, actually.
Yes, he has not been confirmed. But we expect that things will still go out in that way. But for him, he said, he told Mourinho told him he wanted him to stay. That's the coach of Real Madrid. But he said, I want to go somewhere so that I can play football. Because he missed out at the World Cup and also the Euros for the Spanish national team. And you can understand why. Coaches don't really call you up to come and play for the national team if you are not playing consistently at your club. So for the young man, absolutely understandable his decision to move over to Fulham, where with the exit of Raul Jimenez, who left when his contract expired at the end of last season, had a good World Cup and is now going to be playing for Wolverhampton Wanderers, his former club, back in the Championship. Yes, he's gone back to Wolves and he will be playing in the Championship for them. So with his exit, he leaves just Gonzalo and a striker called Santiago Munoz. So it is a good, healthy competition for him. I think Gonzalo goes in. And for the money they signed him, a healthy amount of money as well, 70 million euros, which is a good amount. I don't think you sign players for 70 million euros to keep them on the bench. Exactly. So for him, he thinks he's going to Fulham to play. And the experience from the Premier League will serve him very, very well. And then, of course, Cesar Palacios as well, the other one who Abeloa came back to take as well with him. And there are still rumors that he might take a few more with him as well, including our midfielder, Thiago Pitach. But, well, I wish them all the best because as a Madridista, there is one thing that gives you joy, having to see academy players. You remember Raul Gonzalez, most historically, came through from the academies, played for the first team, captained the first team, won a lot of trophies with the first team, even left at the time. He left Real Madrid's highest goal scorer before Cristiano. Yes, that was the only thing that exactly. But on the club level, he pretty much won everything. He won the Champions League, won the Club World Cup and everything. So it's always a very, very happy moment when you see players who graduate from club academies go on to become great successes in the future. And Real Madrid, quite ironically, in Spain, you usually get the La Masia gong and everything. Everybody's on about how La Masia produces a lot of players. But the Real Madrid Castilla and the cadets of Real Madrid also has produced a lot of players who have gone on to become successful. But the only problem is that they become successul elsewhere, not at Real Madrid.
Not in Real Madrid.
Because Real Madrid, especially since Florentino Perez came back and then took over in 2005 as well, he's always had this knack for signing Galacticos. I mean, you've heard of that word. Galacticos is something he likes to sign star players. Bring them from elsewhere in the world, put all of the best players in the world in the same team if you can. And then the only thing that unfortunately happens is the academy boys have to suffer because then you have to go elsewhere to get opportunities.
To express yourself.
Yes, to get opportunities. And I think that's what has also led to Gonzalo Garcia moving over to Fulham in England. But for Gonzalo, like I said, I wish him all the best for Cesar as well. Very, very good players. Very, very hardworking players. You don't come through at Real Madrid Academy if you're not hardworking. You get kicked out.
That's true.
That's one thing that, yes, Real Madrid is very demanding at all levels. Even in the women's team, the basketball team, the futsal team. At Real Madrid, you cannot afford to be unserious. You get kicked out. So the club does not. It has a zero tolerance for people who are not, taking pride. Yes, taking pride in their work. So, like I said, all the best for them. And that's the size of my package.
All right, that won't size it up there because the WAFCON is going on.
Yes, of course.
And of course, one or two teams have qualified for the next round. Can you talk about that?
Yes,
of course, our match is coming up tomorrow.
Yes, that is the one that has a lot of Nigerians gripped. But I think they will be fine. Even a draw should be enough to see them through because then you look across the other groups. Morocco, as expected, they are in the next round. A few other countries are in the next round.
Even Algeria.
Yes, Algeria. Regardless of losing that game to Morocco, they found a way to win yesterday and then qualify. But like I said, it's still what it is. The tournament really, just like we saw with the World Cup, it really kicks into life in the knockout rounds because then it's unforgiving. That's and you look at all of the, diverting a little bit, but you've seen the games, you watch it yourself. The stadiums and the stands are pretty much empty at this point. But the closer we get to the end of the tournament, I mean, you remember the one that happened where the final was between Nigeria and Morocco? The stadium was packed out. It was packed out.
No, but in fairness to the Moroccans, whenever their team is playing,
they show up for their stadium, for their teams. But like I said, even regardless of whoever is on show now, you start to see more crowds. You start to see more jeopardy because now we're getting into the unforgiving stages of the tournament where a bad decision is enough to send you packing.
All right, thank you, Tony.
The pleasure.
We expect to see you again
Thursday. Yes,
Thursday. All right, thank you for being there. Thank you for staying with us. When we come back, we look at other things. Stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policy makers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: the broadcast media as a democratic catalyst, shaping public trust and electoral credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information. And Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, media personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706 701 8400 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Boko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Hot Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
A 14-year-old Asaba boy traveled to China as part of Nigeria's spelling bee contingent. And he came back to Nigeria and to Delta State, not just as the boy who left earlier, but as the world spelling bee champion. Welcome to this interaction with our spelling bee champion, Chinedu Great Okediachi.
Thank you.
You're indeed great. Give me a high five. Wow. So how do you feel? I mean, a lot has happened since you came back. Just tell me how you feel first.
Okay, I feel happy that everybody were excited and happy, and they welcomed me when I came back. And our royal father, the Asaba, he gave me a scholarship. I feel really happy about that. Our governor gave me a cash prize of 20 million.
Wow!
I'm really happy. I'm really happy about that. As everybody welcomed me when I was coming from the airport, everybody came and welcomed me, and they were very excited. I was really very, very happy.
Oh my gosh, a lot has happened. We're going to just unpack all that has happened. As you've said, not just has the state honored you, the royal father of Asaba, who is himself a professor, has also honored you with scholarship. A lot has happened. You're 20 million naira richer as well, courtesy of the education-loving governor of Delta State, Governor Sheriff Oborewori. Before we go into what that means to you, let's talk about this journey. Who is Chinedu Great Okediachi? Tell us about your school, maybe your parents. Give us a background about you.
Okay, my name is Chinedu Great Okediachi. I'm 14 years in SS2.
Okay.
The name of my school is Madonna International college. Name of my parents are Mr. Comrade Obeshi Obodo Okediachi Andrew. The name of my mom is Mrs. Okediachi Onyechukwu Promise.
They must be so proud of you.
Yes, they are.
What did your mom make for you when you came back?
If I can remember, I think she cooked jollof rice for me when I came back. I was very, very enjoyable.
Awesome. So now let's start with, where did this
encouraged and you will surely be victorious. My advice is that anything you put your mind to, you just put your effort and focus on it.
Okay, so you learned a bit of Chinese, so can you also greet your peers? Yeah, just leave a few lines for us.
Okay, I think in Chinese, hello, they say ni hao, yes. Then I think to say thank you, they say xie xie.
Xie xie.
Then I think if you want to say I love China, in Chinese, China is a different name. So I think they don't say, if they don't say I love China, you say wo ai Zhongguo. Because Zhongguo is China in Chinese. So I think that's
a
what
mouthful. Thank you so much, Chinedu Great Okediachi. Congratulations, and wish you all the best as you go ahead to the nationals again, because you're not stopping, and you will never stop. You are great already and will continue to be great. Thanks to everyone who helped see this victory to light, to the Asaba of Asaba, our royal father, and of course the governor of Delta State, Elder Sheriff Oborowori, the team, the owner of Madonna International School, to everyone who has worked hard, including his parents, his friends, everyone who encouraged this massive feat. And of course, for bringing the cup back. Of course, you gave the cup to the governor, right? Yes. So the cup is back to Delta State, and we hope to keep it in Delta State. Every youngster out there, go win for your state. Come back. We're here to celebrate you. I am Ifi Arodobi. We'll be right back after the short break. Do not go away.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The family is the first school for every child, because that is where the basic form or the earliest level of sensitization takes place. That is why, in celebrating the massive feat of Chinedu Great Okediachi, who won the World Spelling Bee Champion in China and brought the trophy back to Asaba Delta State, we will not forget that the boy came up from a family. So we have with us here on Dott Television his father. You're welcome, Obweshi Conrad Obodo Okediachi. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Happy to have you.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're happy. Usually, the mother will be the one taking the child around, but this time the father brought him. Talk to us about how you feel about this development. Did you expect it? Did you see it coming?
Actually, I see it coming anyway.
Okay.
Because I know my son. I know him from birth. I know what he can do and how he come to this world. So I know that he has something to do on this earth. You can see his name. I was when I'm naming that great because of his coming. Before great Chinedu has been named before conceiving.
Really?
Yes.
Tell us about it. What happened?
It's a
what
boy
led to that?
The senior sister is in 300 level in Abraka.
Okay.
To tell you the gap.
Oh.
There's so much gap over 7 years before he come up. So I have 6 children, and he's the last one.
Okay.
So whenever my wife go out, he's telling people that he will born Chinedu. After 7 years that we have stopped having child, that we will born Chinedu. So when they come up, everybody's asking him Mama Chinedu. They're calling him Mama Chinedu.
Even before she gets
before she conceived. We're calling her Mama Chinedu. You know, so by the time he give birth, they say I've given birth to the Chinedu. My wife said that whether it's a girl or a boy, that it must be Chinedu. At the end of the day, he become a boy, and that is the only son I carried in my hand with a pool of blood and start praying for him.
Wow.
Immediately as my wife is still in the bed, I carry her before they not start washing him. So it's a boy and it's a genius. Let me call it a genius, because from 6 months he have started pressing computers. He have started showing himself.
Did you say 6 months or 6 years?
6 months. I said 6 months. He can handle phone. This as As you see, he can handle phone.
Wow.
He can handle phone and pressing something, playing game at 6 months. He has never dropped the phone. He has never scattered the phone. He has never, so it's a boy that even the first day of his going to school, because he went to Regina Mundi.
Okay.
The first day of school, we took him to school with almost 4 vehicles, like bringing a king to school. It was a convoy, just only him bringing him to school. It was everybody, and he was eager. He was happy. Whenever he was taking his senior ones to school, always follow us to school and come back home. He was eager. He's a boy that is eager to start school. Okay. It's not. He has never one day say, "I'm crying that I want to go to." Every time he's hungry to go to school. And we have never given him a lesson teacher since he was born.
Wow.
And whatever he's doing is just from birth.
Yeah.
It's not. He didn't learn.
Okay.
They didn't learn. Almost my 3 children, they didn't learn. There's nothing like buying a blackboard for a baby to teach him how to do this. No, it's just like that.
Naturally.
Yeah. So it's just like that. So that is how this great.
Okay. So from the cradle, it was clear that he is indeed Mwachinedu and a great one.
A great one. Yeah.
Now you are an Oweshi of Asaba, and I know that you're from Umwezeji Asaba. Talk to us as well about what this means to you, because we know that this is a very cultural society, and we all, of course, know that even the traditional ruler, His Royal Majesty, has also been involved. What does this feat mean to you as someone who has believed in this community? A lot of people, perhaps during your youth, you would have perhaps considered leaving Asaba, but you stayed here, and your child won right in the soil that you believed in. What does this mean to you as an Oweshi of Asaba?
My Oweshi name is Ifechude.
Okay.
Ifechude means what God has
ordained.
Yes. And the day I took this my son to naming, the day I named him in the church was the day I did my celebration of the day I finished my Oweshi title.
Okay.
The year 14 years now. My Oweshi title is 14 years now.
Okay.
The day I took him to church to name him was my final day of my celebration of my title.
Okay.
Shows that whatever is, I can be able to tell you much about him. So, and automatically, I didn't leave Asaba. I went to Asaba Primary School. I went to Sedins High School. I stopped there anyway. Then continue. I was the former Asaba Youth President.
Okay.
Former Asaba Youth President. I just those last 2 years I left Asaba Youth President. So for me personally, I've been useful to the community as our people, right from former the 13th Asaba of Asaba till this current Asaba of Asaba. I'm always somebody that's in the community. If you come to our village, before you talk of 2 or 3 people, you must call me, because we know almost 90% of the tradition, and we know what is good for the time. All my children was not trained outside. All my children was trained
here in Asaba.
And now, children, so
the 14th Asaba of Asaba has honored your 14-year-old boy. This 14 is making a lot of sense.
Exactly.
These things are not happenstance. Talk to us about what this means, this royal blessing of being sponsored by the king at this time. What does it mean for your family?
Well, it means a lot. Me and my wife, we have been struggling to train our children. Seriously, we don't, one is to have money. One is to have the mind to put effort in your family, mostly the children. We have been the type that make sure we take care of our children, because not only sending them to school, but foundation. So the foundation of my family is very, very strong because when the senior is good, others will follow. So from the first to the last, they are good. I know that my children will become somebody because in this town, because they don't miss up.
Okay.
You can be surprised that where I really face more is that my children does not. It's very hard for them to even speak Igbo.
Oh.
Upon that, they are training in Asaba and everything because from Jinamudi to Madonna is they are all in boarding house.
Okay.
Not my children are day students.
Mm.
All my 6 students are boarding house.
Okay.
One of them are day students. So from there they don't communicate. When they come back from boarding house from school, inside house, computer, this and that.
Before long they go back.
Exactly, before they go back.
Well.
They only communicate with their classmates.
Okay.
So that makes them more serious about education. And the Agbo Asaba of Asaba really appreciate that because he was surprised. Agbo was surprised that just boy that was trained in Asaba here, where many things are happening.
Yeah.
People of the issue of drug, issue of cultists and all those things. He was surprised that he focused in education because this is the third time of him meeting the Agbo. It's not the first time. When he was traveling to Zimbabwe, a day to travel, he met Agbo for royal blessing.
Okay.
And Agbo blessed him. Even Agbo supported him with financial support. Then when he came back from Zimbabwe, when he won a trophy in Zimbabwe, he also presented the trophy to Agbo. Agbo also supported him before his travel to China. So Agbo has been supporting the movement and supporting our family because Agbo is our royal father is a learned man, as you know so they know the importance of education and really crying for our people to also take the step of this boy so that we can have name. Because what we all used to know as about formally was education. You know,
really?
So, yes,
back in time.
Yes, Agbo does not want it to die. Agbo still want that name to come up.
So we are saying thank you to His Royal Majesty Professor Epiphany Chibogo Azinge, the 14th Asaba of Asaba, for supporting this young boy to international victory. Let's come to the state honor that also came to your family because your son is now 20 million naira richer. Talk to us about what happened when the governor hosted your son at the government house Asaba.
Actually, I was taken unaware.
Okay.
Because when the school come to carry him in the morning, they say they are going for interview. So automatically, before they call them, to start coming to government house. So if not so, I could have been there. So I was happy when I heard that the governor have called them to honor them. And the governor is not the first support. Governor have supported them when they were traveling to China. The governor was the one that paid their fare when they supported them when they were going to China. So it has been governor have interest on this matter, spelling bee issue. He has very serious interest because whenever they call him, he does not waste time to support them. So we family were glad. We were very happy. We will thank him. And I've not finished thanking him anyway, because I will also sit down and thank him one-on-one. Because he has been a good person to the state. Because the spelling bee has not ended. They are even by tomorrow now they are traveling for the national spelling bee, but they have started this one that ended now in China is the one of last year. So they have already
another round
started. They have finished the state own. They qualified. It's going for the national now again by tomorrow. So it has not ended. So the people that are helping us will still be thanking them because the matter has not ended.
The matter has not ended. Talk to us about family support. How important is family support for talented children? Because we know that it is one thing for a child to be talented, but another thing for a child to be supported. And we know what it means for parents, for a child to be supported from home. You know, that's the biggest form of support that anyone can get because the home is where you're safest. Talk to us about how important family support is for talented children today.
Family support is very, very important. Very, very important. Most of the families do not know that family first. You cannot allow your children to say they are going to school will take care of them. No. The family first, because these children stay more in the house than even in the school.
Do they really?
Yes, they stay more in the house instead of most people that are not boarding house, they're day students. They stay more in the house than school. You teach them more in the house. So the parent is supposed to first of all discipline their self. If a parent is disciplined, I believe the children will be disciplined.
Okay.
But if a parent is not disciplined, it goes back to the children.
Okay.
So first of all, the house should have there should be a peaceful home,
Okay.
peaceful family, peaceful upbringing. Beating children is not the answer. It's upbringing. Talk to them, advise them, let them be your first friend, your friends. Let your children be your friend.
Okay.
Let your children not have fear to tell you what their problem. Let your children not have fear to communicate with you. Anything like my children, anything I ask them, anything you need. Don't go and beg your neighbor. Call me. If I don't have a brother to give to you.
Talking about family, let's now bring it to you are a father. A lot of times we'll find that there is this mothers are more, bonded with their children. I was surprised to find that you brought the boy here. So what should fathers begin to do, especially since we know that fatherly support can go a long way for children, whether female or male children. When the father is genuinely supportive and they have developed a bond with the father, it goes a long way to launch the child for life. So what's your word to fathers out there who still think that whenever a child comes around them, they should say, go to your mother, go to your mother? What's your word to them, sir?
No, it's not a good thing. You see, in a family, mother and father are one. You don't differentiate the mother and the father in the home. I'm giving an example with my own home. My children, they're even free dealing with me than even their mother.
Okay.
Their mother, okay, for example, now when we take them to school, their mother don't make them happy in the school. Like, they can't ask me whether mommy buy me ice cream, no. But whenever I want to take them, they'll be happy. They'll be,
they'll be free.
They'll be free and be free. So it depends how you bring your family. I bring my family whereby my children love me, they love my wife. Anything we're doing for them is open.
Okay.
It's open. I won't say anything. If I'll call you, hello, I was going to be your mother this, so let him do this. They know that the father supports their family. The children fears the father more than the mother. So if a father is running away from this responsibility, it will affect the family. Some things their sons can tell father than mother. So two of them, you make sure that two of them are being married together.
There's a balance.
A balance, so that you not have any regret. Because any small thing, if you don't bring the children in earlier stage, you have an issue.
It will be difficult.
It will be difficult.
Okay, let's take your final words to everyone who supported your family, who's come out for your family at this time, and perhaps what you're wishing your son, and advice to young people like him. You can bring it together in your final statement.
I'm happy what is going on in my family, and people are supporting me. People are happy with what's going on in my family, and I'm also advising parents, let it not stop here. Let people emulate what is going on in my family, so that the young ones will know that education is not a scam. Education is not a scam. Education is what you, no matter the year, just make sure you have your education certificate. Now, one day, 1 year, that God will remember you, or the state will remember you. So I'm urging parents to put effort, put interest and mind in their children, to make sure that their children follow up the right way of life.
Wow, thank you so much, Obweshi Comrade Obodo Okediachi, the father of the great boy, Chinedu Great Okediachi, who brought the gold trophy home, not just to Nigeria, but to Asaba, Delta State. We wish him all the best as he goes on to represent Nigeria, represent Delta State, and of course, by the grace of God, Nigeria, again at the World Spelling Bee competition. Well, that does it. Like he said, education no be scam. Education is the surest way forward. And when children show unusual talent, whether in sports, in mental acuity, school activities, or any other area of life. The family should support them, give them the verve, the support, the encouragement. Before we begin to look towards the school, all the state government, the community as well. We've seen Asaba taking ownership of this boy's progress, and we have seen that it was not a bad investment for the state and the community to propel this boy to the global stage. We hope that more champions will rise from this great community going forward, and we wish him all the best as he goes again to the World Spelling Bee competition by the grace of God. This is Morning Dew on Dott Television, and we've been able to show that this is possible and that much more can rise. Much more children can rise from Asaba. Let's keep encouraging them and pushing them to global stages. I am Ifi Arono. Keep watching. We're not done yet.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
All right, welcome to Morning Dew, and thanks for still staying with us. That was an interview section with great Okediashi, the World Spelling Bee champion. And right here in the studio, Frafra is here to take us on the French journey. Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour, madame.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, merci.
Aujourd'hui, c'est aujourd'hui, right?
Aujourd'hui, c'est aujourd'hui.
Of course.
All right.
Her full name is Francisca Anthony.
Yes.
It's so good to have you. So what do you have for us today?
I have a lot of things. J'ai beaucoup de choses today, aujourd'hui.
Okay, awesome.
Yes. OK. Merci beaucoup et bonjour à tous et soyez le bienvenu sur notre programme de français pour le débutant. Yes. Welcoming you to our sweet program French for the Beginners. Comme d'habitude, je m'appelle Mademoiselle Anthony Francisca. Mais comme j'aime que vous m'appelez, Frafra, c'est mon nom. And my name is Miss Anthony Francisca. And I said, I love when you call me Frafra. Yes, that's it. Okay, aujourd'hui, c'est aujourd'hui. Today is today, comme d'habitude. Et la fois passée, on a fait beaucoup de choses. Yes, on a fait le nombre. The last time we treated numbers. And we said the numbers are from 0 to 20. Now, the last time was 21 to 50. And we said 21 is 21. And you can always put A and an on 21, 31, and 41. And we said 21 is 21. And we said 30 is 30. 30 is 30. Then 31, 31. Et 1. Et 1. Yes. 40 is 40. 40. 40. Then 41, 41. 41. And 40 and 1. Yes. And the last is 50. 50. 50. 50. The t must come out. Yes, that's numbers. And today we have to continue from 51 to 100. Yes, that's numbers for us. Aujourd'hui, c'est le nombre 51 to 100. 50 à 100. 51 to 100. Les nombres. Les nombres. Les nombres. Yes. Then, de 50 à 100. What do we have? We have part 1, partie 1, de 51 à 60. Nous avons partie de 61 à 70. Et partie 3 de 71 à 80. Et partie 4 de 81 à 90. Et le cinquième partie, c'est de 91 à 100. What did I say now? I just said we have part by part in this aspect. French is all about part by part. And this part, there are so many ways to link them to the other. You cannot put bring 50 and bring 10 and said is something like that. No, I'm going to explain it the way it will be well comprendre, understood. Okay, ça va? Oui. Our first part is 51 to 60. You know, in French, as I said earlier, we count on 20. We count from 10, like 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, then 20, 20. Just see how we're going to fix them in this number from 51 to 100. On y va. Let's go. Okay. Part 1, which is do 50, 51 to 60. 51 is 51. 51. 51. 51. 52, 52, 53, 53, 53, 54. S'il vous plaît, essayez de répéter après moi, d'accord? Yes, please try to repeat after me. But French is all about la répétition. The repetition of French, that's how we learn fast. Okay, merci. No, on continue. Let's continue. Then 51, 51, 52, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 60. 60 is what? 60. Yes. Then 61, which is part 2. So from 61 to 70. 61, 61, 62, 63, 64, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. You see, it has changed. C'est déjà changé. Oui, it's just changed now. 60 and 10, that is 70. 60 plus 10, 70. So 10 is 10, 60 is 60. Remember, then I can say 70. That's 70 for us. 70, 70. On y va from part 3 now, from 71 to 80. 71. We now count from 11, like 10, 11, 12. It happens only from 71 and 91. That's when you bring in 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to 19. Okay? Other ones doesn't use it. Only from 71 and 91. Yes. Now let's see how it goes now. 70 is 70, 10, 60 and 10, 70. Now 71 is 60 and 11, 71. Are you saying it? Yes. Ça va? Oui. 60 is 60. 11 is 11. Now 60 plus 11 is 71. We have 71. 72. 60 plus 12 or 60 and 12. You say 72, 72. 73, 73, 73. 60 and 13. Ça va? Ça bouge? Hope it's going well. Yes. 60 and 13. 73, 74, 14. You see? 14. Oh, 14. 74, 75, 60 and 15. That's 75. 76, 60 and 16. Bravo. 60 and 16. 76, 77, 77. 60 and 17. 77. 78, 79, 60 plus 19, which is 79. Yes. And 80, 80 is 80. That's a word on its own. 80. 4 is 4. 20 is 20. Now 20 times 4.
Okay.
4. Yes, 20 into 4 places is 20. Is 80. Ça va? Yes. 80. 4 normally. And 20. You see, 80. That's how 80 comes. 80. Now we now go from part 4, partie 4. We have 81 to 90. 81 says 81. Now, the 1 now comes back. 81. 20. 4, 20 and 1. 4, 20 and 1. Have you seen it? 4, 20, which is 20, 20, 20 into 4 times, into 4 places plus 1, which is 81. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 86, 86, 87. See, this 2 is always, confusing. 6, 7, 7, 88, 89, and 90. The 10 is now back again. Oui, nous avons 10. Nous avons 10, 10 plus, which is 4, 4, 20, 20, 10, which is 90. 80 plus 10, 90. That's how we got 90. Now, as I said earlier, 90 is having 11, 12 to 19. Let's go from there. 91, we are now in partie 5, the fifth part, which is from 91 to 100. Yes, which is, we say 90 is 90, and the 90 is 20, 20, 20 into 4 places, which is 80. Then add 10. The 10 is 90. Then 91. 91. 20, 20 into 4 places plus 11 on top, which is 91. It's very simple, right? Yes. 91. 92. 92. Like 12. 12, oui. 93. 14, which is 14. 20, 20 plus 14, which is 94. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100. 100. The T is silent. 100. Ok, on y va. On peut continuer. On peut faire un peu la répétition. Tout de suite, from 51 to 100. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70.
Okay.
Yes. Now, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. 80, which is 80. On y va, let's continue. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, which is 80 plus 10. Now we are going to count from 11 to 19 now with 80. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and what is 100? 100. C'est ça, et c'est tout. C'est ça, et c'est tout. That's it, and it's all. Yes. Remember, as I said earlier, only from 70 and 90 is having 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's all. Only 70 and 90. No any other number. Yes. And other ones is and the 51, 50 and 1. 50, 50, 51, 61, 81. You put 1, 2. Well, only 70 and 90. That's all we have for today. I hope.
Fantastic.
Merci. Merci beaucoup.
Wow. So we now can count from
from zero.
From zero.
To sang. Yes.
Sang.
Yes.
Sang.
Sang. The T is silent.
Sang.
Sang. 100.
So why do we have to count, 20 into 4 places to get the number 80?
French. Anyhow it is, that's how we learn.
Okay.
The 20, you cannot count 4. Like you cannot say 80 without bringing 20 into 4 places.
It has to, come together.
It has to come together. 80, which is 80. And for you to bring 90, you must put 10.
Dix.
Yes.
So 80 dix.
Dix.
Okay.
80 dix.
Okay, now that we know how to count from 0 to 10.
0.
Where are we heading next?
Okay, I don't like to bring it out. I like to put it.
It's a mystery.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a mystery. The next one will be wow.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just stop the number from 0 to sang. 0 to 100. Let me just stop there.
So can we try the 0 to
okay. Yes, let's go back from 0. Hello, let's go back. Are you ready with me?
Oh, yes.
Yes, let's go back.
From
0 to 50, from 0 to 20. From 21 to 50. Then today, from 51 to 100.
Okay.
Let's go. Who's that prêt? Are you ready? Oui. Nous sommes prêtes.
So say oui.
Nous sommes prêts. Yes, you are ready. Or je suis prête.
Okay, je suis.
No, I'll ask a question. Vous êtes prête?
Nous sommes prêts.
Can I say oui, nous sommes prêts? Like it's both of you. Yes, we are ready.
Okay.
Vous êtes prête? Oui, nous sommes prêtes. If really I'm asking you alone, can I say vous êtes prête? Can I say
oui.
Oui, je suis prête. Okay, tu es prête? Oui, je suis prête.
Okay, oui, je suis prête.
Je suis prête.
Tu es prête?
Je suis prête.
Okay.
The T is coming out, but it's for feminine.
All right, awesome.
Yes.
So we can actually, take from 51, right?
Yes.
We did 51 today to 100.
Yes.
So which is from 51 to 100. Is it 100? 100.
Yes.
Awesome.
100.
All right.
So let's go from 0. Please get us 0. Let us go back to our previous 0 to let us text our minds right now. I think we are really happy. Let us bring back our numbers together.
Okay.
From 0
to
20, from 21 to 50,
Yes.
from 50
to 100.
to 100.
100, at least to refresh the memory, to actually know, okay, yes, we're learning and we're following.
Oui.
All right, so
Okay, say C. Nous avons 0 à 20. We have from 0 to 20. Now, can we read together? Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, vas-y. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay.
Now we are having 20, which is from 0 to 20. Bravo. Now let us have from 21 to 50. At least we still remember our numbers. Amazing. Bravo. Okay, we have les nombres, excusez-moi, we have le nombre de 21 à 50. We have a number from 21 to 50. Let's go. On y va. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I just keep 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Bravo! Félicitations! Applaudissez! C'est bon. Okay, maintenant, let's now go back to what we did today. From 51 to 100. Are we ready? Yes. Okay. From 51 to 100. Les nombres de 51 à 100. Nous avons prêt. Are we ready? Oui.
Oui, nous sommes prêts.
Nous sommes prêts. OK. Let's go. 51, 52, 53, 54, 57, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Très bien. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70.
Okay.
Now 11 comes in. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, which is 18.
Yes.
Now, we are not going back to 1, 2, 3. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. The 11 is coming back.
Okay, that's 90.
C'est ça. Et 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. C'est ça.
C'est ça. Bravo.
C'est très bien.
All right.
And I'm very happy and glad that, bravo, savez maintenant compter de 50 à 100 en français. Continuez à pratiquer chaque jour et à bientôt les nombres français seront faciles pour nous. Yes, I'm just saying that, we keep practicing.
Okay.
I believe very soon the number, not just number French, will be very easy for us. Now we have already know how to count our numbers.
Okay.
If someone asks you now, quel âge as-tu? That's when you say, j'ai, you know, that number. How old are you? Now say, example 21, j'ai 21. I'm 21 because you have known your numbers.
Okay, awesome.
That's how French, without these numbers, your presentation cannot be complete because some things comes with numbers.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I tell you that J son.
Son is 5. J. What comes next?
J son.
You must put
5 years old.
After that number, you put un. C'est ça. J'ai 100 ans.
Okay.
Because if you say j'ai 100, it's not complete. It's not French.
J'ai 100 ans. All right.
The must be there.
All right.
Fantastic.
So we've heard from our French tutor this morning. So we've counted numbers and you've known your numbers. So don't miss that. Keep learning your numbers in French. And this is where we bring French to an end for today. When we come back, still plenty more to come. Stay with us.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak. Our
accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policy makers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information. And Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo, Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706-701-8400, 0803-874-9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Oko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Yes, welcome back, and we want to believe you are profiting from our French lesson to learn some French because you need it some way, somehow. We have learned to count from 51 to 100. So you know that 61 is soixante-un, and of course, soixante-dix is 70, 90 is 90. I hope you guys learned something.
Yes.
All right, that's our program for today. But before we go, I'm sure there's a takeaway for first Ify. What's your takeaway on the program today?
Today has been intense. My takeaway is that there at the Dome Event Center here in the heart of Asaba City, the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit is ongoing, and we have the session split into different sections from livestock to manufacturing. And we expect that rising from the engagements today that agreement will be signed. We'll have documents to say that a lot will take off in Asaba and the whole of Delta leading up to the end of the year. So we are very hopeful. It's such an interesting time. It's a historic time for Delta. Yes.
All right, success for you.
Indeed, it has been an historic event here in Delta State, Asaba, the capital of Delta State. And at this point in time, the summit coming, it's a huge one. And we hope and wish that, yes, deals will be signed today. We'll have, more investors in Delta State and bring about, a wrap of economy, boosting economy and create job and all for all Deltans. And that's it. Thank you to the governor of Delta State.
All right, that's our program for today. For me, the issue of drugs, fake drugs, abuse of drugs is my concern. Please, let's stay out of drugs. It will help all of us as a people, as a nation. That's our program for today. We want to, always commend our smart guys in the control room. Nkechi, Chikodi, of course, Uzochi, Okere, Chika, Ikechukwu, and Aaron Ojefo. Thank you for doing the good work, making us sound good on air, look good on air. That is the engine room. Thank you for being there. Of course, to the management of Dott TV, we want to thank you for the privilege. Our viewer, tune in tomorrow. We are sure to give you some other bites of what is going on at the Dome Event Center Asaba concerning the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit. Bye for now. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.